Hi everybody, Emily here for Hip Kit Club. Today I'm sharing with you a traveler's notebook spread that I created using only the main kit from the May Hip Kit Club collections. I used a photo booth style photo strip. I like to always have at least one cohesive touch in any kind of notebook or mini album that I create. And in these notebooks I decided to have all my photos made with these photo booth strips. It simply allows the notebook to be cohesive from start to finish, even though I will use different paper collections, different color scheme, or anything that doesn't correlate from one page to the next. At least we've got that constant photo format that really helped tie it all up together. I decided to use the B side of the Stencil Paper by the Stamp Market. It's that navy blue bold pattern paper, which I absolutely adore. And once I've trimmed it to size to fit my traveler's notebook, I stick it down with double-sided sticker tape, and then I use a corner punch to round the corners, just as the corners of my notebooks are. Now that I have my pattern paper page that is sorted, I always like to have at least one little pattern paper page. I'm starting to fussy cut some roses from the Pink Paisley 5th and Monaco collection. It turns out that you will see later I will not use these flowers, but at this moment in time with my notebook spread, I know that I want to use flowers, and I know I want to use those colors with that blue. So I'm fussy cutting these, but you'll see later on I will not be using them on this spread. However, it's never lost. More than likely I'm going to use them on another layout or any other project in the future. So this is the point where I'm starting to realize that these flowers are not going to work with my spreads for the effect that I want to create. They simply are too small, and if I want to really have the effect I want on this, I would need to have a hell of a lot of flowers, and that would distract from the general design I want to go for, especially with traveler's notebook. Usually it's better if you keep it fairly simple. So I'm going through some of the Vicky Boutine's ephemeras, and I had kept in there some bigger flowers that I had fussy cut previously for another one of the project and that I hadn't got around to using. So I love the effect they give to this blue pattern paper. I love how it works together. And in order to use it in a traveler's notebook, I cut this one in half where the fold will fall, simply to help my notebook to still be able to fold and to close in the future. I am then gluing it down, lining the cut perfectly with the fold of my notebook. I am absolutely loving how this look, and I decided to add a little tiny bit more detail. Well, it's not tiny, but I'm deciding to use another one of the big flowers just to give it that effect of maybe a flower bouquet or flower bush or something. And to create a little bit of volume, I use some double-sided sticky foam pads underneath this flower. This obviously adds volume to the notebook, so my notebook is quite bulky, but I'm okay with it, and it works just fine for me. I'm still trying to see if I can make those little flower works, but I very quickly give up on the little pink paisley flowers. I am now looking at a few of the ephemeras and starting to look at the title. I love that little word every day, and I decided to go for the love out of the pattern paper from the stamp market. Simply because my title is going to be Love Every Day. These photos are representative of everyday life. There is nothing special as such about it. It's just a photo that I snapped very quickly of Sophia and me on a sofa, having a little bit of a cuddly, relaxing moment. It's yeah, there's nothing, it's not an event, it's not a special moment. It's just, well, it is a special moment, but it's not something that is out of the ordinary. And yeah, I just wanted to record it and have it as, yeah, I love this everyday life that we have. I am mounting my photo strip on double-sided stick foam pads to add even more volume, and then I am cutting the everyday title where the fold of the notebook falls. Simply just like I did with the flowers, it helps me close the notebook in the future and keep it as a notebook. I'm mounting the left-hand side of the title onto double-sided sticky foam pads. I'm using 2 layers of sticky foam pads because I've used 1 layer under the photo, and I want still the title to be slightly more raised than the photo, so I used 2 layers on that. But because my title falls onto the crease of the notebook, I decided to only use 1 layer of sticky foam pads on the second part of the title, of the second part of the wording, and you can't notice it when it's open. It's not visible, but it removes the extra unnecessary volume that could potentially stop the notebook from closing. I am now also adding some double-sided sticky foam pad underneath the word love, still to have volume. I love volume, I love sticky foam pads. I use them on every single one of my layouts, and I absolutely adore the effect it gives. So yeah, I've got a bit of an addiction there. I am now at the point where I start to add the little tiny touches of decoration around my page, and I love the little banner strips from the Pink Paisley Fit in Monaco sticker sheets, and I decided to use them with same again, double-sided sticky foam pads, Addiction, and I placed them between the words. I'm trying to fill in some of the gaps, and yeah, I'm placing stickers all around my layout. I decided to use the always love every day, but also I'm using the other little banner between the love and the everyday, and it says today. So I always love today, every day. So yeah, every day I love today. So I thought that'll work. I don't know if it's really English, but it works for me. So yeah, and now I'm adding the extra little bits and bobs of details around. I'm creating a visual triangle with the little circles. So I've got two on the right hand side and one on the left hand side. The one on the left has that same coral color as the flowers, and that repeats and balances the color that's so heavily coral on the right hand side. I'm repeating it and balancing it on the left hand side of my photograph, trying to make it all work together. I'm also adding some stickers around the layout to really try and balance it all, but add a little bit of interest and detail. I wanted a part of the flower to stick out a little bit on the left hand side of the photo, and I decided to use this leaf that I had cut out earlier on in the process and to stick it out on the left hand side of the photo underneath that sticker. And it really helps making the photo part visually of the flowers. I think it really makes it work all together. I am also adding these slightly darker shades of green sticker at the bottom of the red circle, simply because it repeats the green from the leaves of the flowers. At this point, I'm very happy with my spread. I know I'm touching towards the end, but it's still missing a tiny little detail, and I'm adding a few gems around it to add maybe a little bit of glitz, and I'm still not quite satisfied. I'm still not quite happy that this is finished, so I decided to go with some India ink, you will see in a minute, to add a few tiny bit of droplets of black onto the white background, because I thought that the white background was a little tiny bit too clean for me and for my style. So just very carefully add a few tiny bit of black drops, and straight away this makes it for me, and I'm very happy. And here is my finished project. I hope you enjoyed this process video. If you did, please like, leave a comment, and you can follow the channel. That would be great. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.